Some individual performances are bailing us out this season. Nos están salvando por los pelos. Providing that the team stays committed defensively. Cuando el equipo está bien comprometido en defensa. But if we're talking about real football, si hablamos de fútbol, there hasn't been much of it. By the way, not long ago, in the last league derby, Atleti's fans and even their players showed a lack of respect by refusing to applaud a legend like Marcelo. I don't agree with it, but I can at least understand it. But what I definitely don't get, lo que ya no pillo, what I definitely don't get is why on earth some people still go on with the best fans in the world narrative for Atlético de Madrid, ese relato de la mejor afición. Some of them maybe, but a certain section, they're just the absolute worst example of what a fan base should be. Disrupting a minute of silence like that, interrumpiendo un minuto de silencio de esa forma, was one of the most disgraceful things I've ever witnessed at the Bernabeu. Una de las cosas más asquerosas que he presenciado en el Bernabeu. One of the most disgraceful things I've ever witnessed at the Bernabeu. Can you imagine what that must have felt like for his family, his wife, his kids? A man who played in our league for years, fought leukemia for 5 years, and during his minute of silence, a bunch of heartless idiots, un puñado de desalmados, a bunch of heartless idiots, start chanting Madridista hijo de, just disgraceful, guys. I just hope UEFA and Atletico take serious action, but let's be real, I don't expect much from UEFA, and as far for Atletico's leadership, y en cuanto a los que mandan en el Atleti, well, better not say anything. Muy buenas a todos, gente buena gente, football geeks, frikis del fútbol, football geeks, and welcome to a new episode of Inglés para Vikingos. To be honest, this game boils down to 3 brilliant goals. Se resume a 3 golazos. None of which came when either team was playing their best football. 1-0 in the 3rd minute, when both sides were still settling in, cuando aún se estaban acomodando. They were still settling in, and if you didn't watch the game, Valverde grabs the ball and plays a stunning, a phenomenal through ball to Rodrygo from deep. Pone una bola impresionante desde lejos a Rodrygo. So he puts that insane ball to Rodrygo, Rodrygo cuts inside, recorta hacia adentro, he cuts inside after brushing off the defender with a slick touch. Después de deshacerse del defensa con un toque muy sutil, with a slick touch, and then bends it like David Beckham, y lanza un disparo con curva a lo Beckham, a pure finesse strike, una delicatessen con mucha clase, no chance for the keeper, absolute class, guys. Hey, almost forgot, a few minutes later, the ref and VAR somehow ignored a clear penalty on Rodrygo. The defender grabbed him for a few seconds, as you can see in this picture, then clipped him with his thigh, le metió el muslo, he clipped him with his thigh, but the ref didn't see it, and VAR didn't bother calling the ref either. Oh well, you know, football things. And the equalizer, el empate, the equalizer, a poor tackle from Camavinga, un balón mal defendido de Camavinga, a poor tackle which Julián Álvarez punished with a rocket in the 32nd minute. Nos castigó con un auténtico latigazo, un golazo. It was a massive rocket off the post and nearly into the top corner, y casi por toda la escuadra, nearly into the top corner. Just another banger, guys. Otro auténtico golazo, la verdad. And then in the second half came Brahim's goal, a beauty after a great team move, una buena jugada colectiva, a great team move. He showed his trademark ability, dejó su sello. He left his trademark ability to navigate tight spaces, esos espacios tan ajustados, tan apretados que a él tanto le gusta, to navigate tight spaces. With a quick cut, con un recorte rápido, with a quick cut and a slick little dribble, y con ese pequeño regate. That slick little dribble that left him in it for dead, before curling it, antes de darle esa rosquita, before curling it. That was a brilliant finish, guys. As you can see, the ball passed Oblak into the far post. This match didn't surprise us at all. It followed the expected script. Siguió el guión que todos esperábamos. It followed the expected script. Real Madrid pressed early, we got the goal, and then we sat back looking for counter-attacks, buscando esas transiciones rápidas, looking for those quick transitions. Atleti had more possession in the first half, but didn't create much danger, until that random moment of brilliance which leveled things up, que equilibró la balanza, which leveled things up. In the second half, we stepped up again, apretamos de nuevo, we stepped up again, made it 2-1, and then El Cholo, in a bizarre move, en un movimiento súper extraño, in a bizarre move, otherwise, en cualquier caso, otherwise quite normal coming from El Cholo. he pushed his team back, echó a su equipo atrás, he pushed his team back, and from that moment on, Atleti completely disappeared in attack. Meanwhile, mientras tanto, Real Madrid missed the sitter in the last minute. Fallamos un gol cantado en el último minuto, chicos. We missed the sitter in the last minute. To even seal the tie, para incluso casi finiquitar la eliminatoria. To even seal the tie. Mbappé had the perfect cutback for Vini. Tuvo ese pase de la muerte clarísimo. He had that perfect cutback for Vini. However, it was too soft and the chance was missed. Now I'd like to highlight some of the standout performances. Algunas de las actuaciones más estelares. Some of the standout performances. Mainly Brahim and Fede's. Fundamentalmente las de Brahim y Fede. Although I must underscore, también debo señalar, the fact that Asencio keeps looking more and more solid at the back in each game. Asencio cada vez está más sólido atrás. Brahim worked tirelessly, pressed hard, created danger, and even got his goal. But I think Rodrygo got it instead. What about Fede Valverde? I'm running out of words, me quedo ya sin palabras to describe Valverde. Just a machine. Solid and reliable in defense, confiable 100% en defensa, winning every duel. Tireless up and down the flank, incansable por la banda, tireless up and down the flank. And on top of that, he set up Brahim's goal, a one-of-a-kind players. Un jugador único, a one-of-a-kind players. I challenge you all to find any other right back in the world right now better than Valverde. Considering he's not a right back, it's just insane. And then we had Modric. To me, he played very well the minutes he was on the pitch. He came on with fresh legs, con esas piernas frescas, for the last 30 minutes of the match, and instantly brought composure and balance to the team. Y nos trajo esa calma y ese equilibrio que necesitamos. He brought us some composure and balance to the team. In fact, de hecho, after he came on, we controlled the ball much better, and our play had much more flow, y jugamos con bastante más fluidez, la verdad. On the darker side, en ese lado más oscuro, Vini was barely involved in this game, guys. No estuvo, la verdad, que muy participativo. He was barely involved and lacked his usual spark. Y le faltó esa chispa que tiene él siempre. He lacked that spark in one-on-ones, en los mano a mano sobre todo. And then we have Kylian's poor final pass that cost us a sure goal, que nos costó un gol seguro. It cost us a sure goal. He wasn't at his best in this first leg. No estuvo a la altura en este partido de ida. He wasn't at his best. He struggled to find his position on the pitch and looked uncomfortable against that Atleti's defensive setup, en ese entramado defensivo que montó el Atleti. If I took a compilation of Kylian's worst games since he joined Real Madrid, this would be one of the top 3. He's performed poorly throughout the entire game. You know, there are some players out there that even when they're not having their best game, they're still making good decisions. They're still linking up play. Aún así juegan de forma combinativa. They're still linking up play. They're still pressing. They're still working hard. When he plays like this, it is almost a liability. Es casi una carga. Es casi un lastre. He's almost a liability. His overall body language. His lack of appetite to press. Esa falta de apetito para presionar. And I can't help but think that this type of attitude that Kylian has sometimes might rub off on other players. Se podría contagiar a otros jugadores like Vini or Rodrygo, you know. It might be contagious, but let's think positively. I hope he can bounce back in the second leg, en el partido de vuelta, and give us something to celebrate. Today, I picked this photo of Brahim as the picture of the day. I loved his performance, and I loved how he ran to celebrate with the fans. Even if that meant, incluso si eso significaba, picking up a yellow card, llevarse una tarjeta amarilla. So in a nutshell, Vikingos, this was a match with little football. It was decided by 3 moments of brilliance. Brahim was the standout, fue el que más destacó, though Rodrygo got away with the MVP, se llevó el MVP. We struck first, golpeamos primero, and sat back. Atleti had possession but no real threat, pero no fue una amenaza, no real threat. In the second half, Real Madrid scored again, Atleti vanished, se disipó, they vanished, and Mbappé missed a golden chance to seal the tie, para finiquitar esta eliminatoria, to seal the tie. On an individual level, Brahim and Valverde gave everything. Asencio continues to be solid at the back, as we said before, and Modric made a difference when he came onto the pitch the last 13 minutes. The match was decided by fine margins, por detalles mínimos, fine margins, with a single defensive error making the difference. Then off the pitch, the worst part, a shameful display from a section of Atleti's fans, an absolute disgrace. Bueno, y la expresión que os traigo hoy tiene relación con el gol que metió Rodrygo, incluso con el de Julián Álvarez. Ambos fueron muy parecidos en la ejecución del disparo. En el ejemplo del vídeo lo dije así. Rodrygo cuts inside with a slick touch, con un toque muy sutil, with a slick touch, and bends it like David Beckham. Y haces el lanzamiento con curvita, con mucho efecto, a lo Beckham. Otro ejemplo que os podía dar es el de Roberto Carlos con su selección. ¿Recordáis el gol? Roberto Carlos bent it from outside the box, leaving the goalkeeper frozen. La colocó con esa curva y con ese efecto. He bent it from outside the box, desde fuera del área. Bueno, y esto ha sido todo por hoy. Aquí os dejo como siempre el vocabulario del vídeo. No dejéis de seguir practicando, amigos, ahora que hay unos días hasta el partido del Rayito. Y sobre todo, lo que aprendáis, como siempre os digo, tratad de ponerlo en práctica en cuanto antes podáis. Si veis este vídeo por primera vez, por cierto, no os olvidéis de suscribiros al canal y al resto pues dejad siempre ese like, que estaré muy agradecido. Y no os podéis perder el siguiente partido en casa, against Rayito, next Sunday at 4:15 p.m. El próximo domingo a las 4:15 de la tarde. Todos sabemos que la liga está negra, muy negreira. Very negreira dark. And we all know they didn't let us compete as soon as we took the lead, en cuanto nos pusimos líderes. But we need to keep our heads held high. Tenemos que tener las cabezas bien arriba. And keep fighting till the end. Y seguir luchando hasta el final. It's our duty as the kings of Europe. Big hug to all of you vikingos, and I'll see you in the next one.